Hello, welcome to day 46. And today's intention for the week is to open your heart. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to day 46 of our Intentions Instead of Resolutions yoga. And today we're going to start in a standing position, similar to the way we begin our Yoga Anywhere series. But we will not just be standing. I want you to make sure you're on your mat and that you're ready to flow. And today's intention is to open our heart. And what we're going to focus on are going to be heart opening poses and combine them with the flow to get our heart rate up. And if we begin in a standing position, well, we are going to begin in a standing position. I'd like you to have your feet slightly more than hip width apart. It's going to give you a really good way of grounding yourself so that you can maintain your balance. And we're going to start by interlacing our fingers behind our back. And you want to try to get your palms together. So, but if you're unable to do that, you can have your wrists boxed like this. But we're going to do this and then really just curve your shoulder blades up and back. So you want to try to make sure that your shoulder blades are reaching for one another. Suck your navel to your spine, and we're going to go into a forward fold. And as you go into that forward fold, make sure you're hinging at your hips. Don't allow your back to curve. And then reach up towards the sky with your knuckles. Now, if your hands are together, if your palms are pressed together, it's easy to get your knuckles up. If your wrists are boxed, really just imagine that you're trying to get your knuckles up towards the sky. And you should feel a really good opening in your heart space, in your shoulders. You'll start to feel your back muscles kick in to give you support. Then we're going to release the bind, place our hands on the mat, bend your knees slightly, and we're going to take our left hand first. So resting your right hand on the mat, your left hand is going to peel back like you're pulling back a bow. And as you reach up to the sky, you're going to straighten that left leg. Then we're going to switch to the other side. Left hand on the mat, right hand pulling back that bow, straightening that right leg and reaching up to the sky and turning your gaze up towards the sky as well. And then lower. And now this time we're going to trace our fingers along the mat so that your hands go over to the left, and then tracing a little crescent moon over to the right. Then we're going to interlace our fingers one more time. Really squeeze your shoulder blades together, straighten your knees, and from center, we're going to rise back up to a standing position. Now we're going to go to the head of our mats. We're going to sweep our arms down to come up and into a slight back bend. So we're opening our heart up to the sky. Then lower to a forward fold. Lift up halfway, flat back. And then lower. Place your hands on the mat. Step back with the right foot. Step back with the left foot. Plank pose. Now we're going to lower and rise up for cobra. Now you can go all the way up, or you can choose just to do a baby cobra. I'd like you to try to go all the way up, so it's almost like an upward facing dog. Then we're going to lower, curl your toes under, push up, back to a plank, and then up and back to downward facing dog. Then we're going to step it out a little bit, and then lift that right leg up to the sky, really grounding into the mat with your left heel. Bend that knee and bring that right leg forward. And we're going to squeeze our legs together. So that'll help us maintain our balance as we go up into a high lunge. And lifting up from center and opening our heart to the sky. And then lowering, placing our left hand on the mat and lifting up with the right hand into a twist. Then we're going to lower, step that right foot back again, back to our plank pose. This time we're going to lower all the way, and we're going to place our elbows where our hands were. So your elbows should be right underneath your shoulder blades. This is our Sphinx pose. While we're in Sphinx pose, trace a line with your nose over to the left to look over your left shoulder. Back to center. Tracing a line with your nose to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Now we're not just sitting here. You should be really grounding into your mat with both your hands and your feet and your hip bones. And we're going to take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to take our hands and place them under our shoulders again, curl our toes under, back up to a plank pose. Then lifting our hips high and back, downward facing dog. Now ground into the mat with your right heel, lift that left leg up to the sky, bend that knee and bring that foot forward into our low lunge. And like we did on the other side, we're going to squeeze both of our legs together, our thighs together. And that should give us a strong basis as we rise up into our high lunge. Now you want to reach towards the back of your mat with your right heel and open your heart to the sky. And then lowering back to that low lunge, place your right hand on the mat next to your foot and lift that right arm up to the sky into our twist. Then we're going to lower, step that left foot back. This time we're going to go down halfway. So just roll forward onto your toes, bend your elbows, and then push up into upward facing dog. Then lower. This time we're going to do a baby cobra. And then lower. Curl those toes under, back up to a plank pose, and up and back to our down dog. This time we're going to step up to the front of the mat, feet really together. So arches flush together. We're going to lift up halfway to flat back, and then lowering and sweeping our arms up and back, volcano pose. And then lower those hands, and we're going to go down into a little ball and roll onto your back. So you can point your toes or have your feet flexed. I'm going to get center. Then reach out towards the front and go ahead and just interlace your fingers since we did that first in our practice today. Have a steeple grip and start to lower. Now you'll get deeper into your abdominal muscles if you keep your feet flexed, but if you have them pointed, it might help prevent you from going to the mat too quickly. So it's entirely up to you. So hopefully that got your heart rate up a little bit. We're going to lift both knees, hug them into our chest. Then grab just your right knee, lift that left leg up to the sky, and lower. And once you get a couple of inches above the mat, stop. So we want that foot to hover. And you should really feel your abdominal wall engage. You should have your heart opened, so make sure your shoulders are in contact with the mat. Then we're going to raise that leg and switch. So grab that left knee and lower the right. And once you get a couple of inches above the mat, right when you feel your abdominal wall engage, stop lowering that leg and let it hover. Now the next time we switch, we're going to do it like this. But try to keep your shoulders in contact with the mat. So we're not going to be raising our feet up to the sky any longer. We're just going to have our feet hover, and we're going to switch the leg that's hovering. We're not going to do it too quickly. We just want to engage our abdominal wall. And again, your feet in this context can be flexed or pointed. It really doesn't matter. It might be just your preference to have them pointed or flexed. I kind of like alternating them. I find that that helps with circulation a little bit more when you get some alternating patterns in your feet or your legs and your hands as well. Then we're going to hug both knees and do a little happy baby. Now with this happy baby, you want to focus on keeping your heart space open. So that means you don't want to be crunching your shoulders together. You want to try to keep your shoulder blades in contact with the mat. But we're going to lift our feet, grab the outside of your feet, and then pull down so that your shoulders are back in contact with the mat. And likewise, your feet are going to be pushing up. So you're getting a push and a pull, some resistance. And that might cause you to start shaking immediately, which is fine. That's prana, that's the energy coursing through your body. Then we're going to straighten our right foot, and then our left, and alternating right. And you'll find doing this, your shoulder blades will come up off the mat, especially if you're vertically challenged like I am. I have short arms and short legs. Now we're going to roll up to a seated position, and this is where we're going to end our practice today. So I hope you got some energy from this. If you're about to go to bed, then I recommend that you just lay in Shavasana for a little bit to relax you, because the purpose of this was to get our heart rate up, as well as opening our heart to new experiences. So I hope you get good use from this practice and come back to it on a regular basis. And until next week, I'll see you again. Bye.